Good morning, my friends. Saturday morning. I'm just waiting for my eldest son to come, and we're going to see Alfie with my granddaughter this morning. Normally my daughter comes also, but she's got the flu or some sort of a summer cold at the moment, so there's just going to be the three of us there today. Been watching videos again. Been watching a lot of nonsense. Been watching a lot of liars. Been watching a lot of irresponsible people. If anybody says to me, and I might be wrong because I might be wrong, but if anybody says to me that they can come onto the World Wide Web and talk about very serious personal issues in regard to themselves, such as rape, such as, well, any associated issues, right? That's what particularly is in my mind at the moment. I saw a video recently where somebody was saying that they'd been raped, and it was videoed on flip phones in the mid-80s. I don't believe that mobile phones were very much a thing for everyday people at that time, and I remember in the mid to late 80s the phones that you had were sort of this size. They were the size of a small house brick. They certainly weren't flip phones. Anyway, what I want to say is, and this is not to get at anybody, but I do get a bit fed up at times at people who are lying about serious things such as illnesses that they've had, surgeries that they're going to have and then they don't have, occurrences and issues such as the one I've just mentioned, that really the details, it's in the details that they're found out in their lives. And then there's people who are having babies left, right and centre, only for those children not to be cared for by them, to be cared for by other people who've already had 2, 3, maybe even 4 children who are in the care of other people, and they go ahead and decide to have yet another child when they're not even in a stable relationship or in a stable accommodation set up. It's irresponsible. And irresponsibility, of course, is people's own choice. It's only when innocents are brought into the mix that I and certain people like me become concerned about it all, rightly or wrongly. But believe it or not, the focus this morning is on something that I want to say personally. For the first 33 years of my life, I can hand on heart say that I never hurt anybody, to my knowledge. subsequent to those 33 years, I did become a little selfish. I did forge a career and get further education, and I did go out to work in Saudi Arabia for a little while. Whilst I was in Saudi Arabia, certain things happened to me that I may well share on one of my videos when I'm a little more comfortable. At the moment, suffice it to say, I went through probably, I don't know, 15 years, 12 years, 15 years. Where I was traumatised due to certain events in my life. Alfie was stoic. He was my rock. He still is, even though he's poorly. Without him, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to any of you today. I can assure you of that. Alfie is my soul, my heart. He's the person who I should go down on my knees before. And I do when I'm there. To thank him for all he's done for me. And all he continues to do, even though he doesn't realise it. The sacredness of Alfie's personality and character, the sacredness of our relationship, the sacredness of our family is something that I thank the Lord for every day of my life, as I should. We all have a lot to be thankful for. Just opening your eyes in the morning is a lot to be thankful for. To have your sight, to have your hearing, to have all your faculties, although they sort of diminish a little bit the older you get. I think what I've come on to say today is that there are a lot of things that I would like to share, not because I feel that I want to be self-indulgent, not because I want attention, not because I want views or oohs and ahs, but because I feel that by sharing some experiences, however hard that may be for me, it may in fact help other people in the long term. And if my videos, if my words reach out to even one person, I'm extremely grateful for that. And I'll feel that my time on YouTube has been worthwhile. The reason I started the channel, as a lot of you know, was to share our life, my life and our life, Alfie and me, going through the trauma of the Parkinson's disease and the dementia and how we cope, and to give people hope and show that it isn't all pain and sorrow. There's a lot of joys in every day. And I sort of rein that in the videos. A lot of them are on the other channel, which is my name and Alfie's name, if you care to look. And there are videos on there where I videoed Alfie. but because of the spite I encountered by the crafting woman and her cronies and her brother subsequently, but mainly the crafting woman, I've sort of reined myself in from sharing very much about my husband, and I don't want to be feeling that way, because after all, the reason I started the channel was to share these things, was to share our life in so much as we're comfortable in doing so, and was and is to help other people. So, I think that the time has now come for me to start again making videos that actually don't skirt around certain issues, but that approach topics and issues and feelings and trauma and sadness and joys and happiness and share with you. Otherwise, why am I here at all? You know, it's taken me a while to come to terms with a lot of things. Birth, life, death, rebirth are all part of a natural cycle. It doesn't scare me any longer. Excuse me 1 minute. Sorry. Where was I? Oh yes. Birth, life, death and rebirth. And as in the video that I made, the last video, where I speak about regrets, you know, all you can do is accept that you did some negative things, apologise for acting in those negative ways and learn from them, and vow to go ahead and live your life in a more constructive way. And when I say in a more constructive way, I mean not only in a selfless way, but also in a sort of selfish way. Because if you aren't looking after yourself, how are you going to be of any use to anybody else? Selfless isn't always synonymous with selfish. And as I said at the beginning, the selfish people are those who come on here, spout lies, put fear into people about illnesses and treatments that they know nothing about because they're not going through them. Or people who are irresponsible enough not to care for the children they have and to decide to have more. Or people who just belittle each other over YouTube or on the World Wide Web when they're supposed to be family, or they're supposed to be in a relationship, you know, husband, wife, partners, parents and children. You don't fight your battles on the World Wide Web, your personal battles. All of those things, all of those negative things, one day, unless you're a sociopath, they're going to come back to haunt you. And somebody else will be making a video like this one, saying that be sorry for your mistakes, but let them go. And you'll be thinking, how can I? Because the mistakes I made were just so bad. Thought for today, be thankful. Be thankful just for being. If there's one person in your life who truly loves you, be thankful for that. There's many people who have nothing, or think they have nothing. Everybody, every single one of you watching this video, I'm sure, has a lot to be thankful for. Have a great Saturday, and just going to get ready. I thought I heard the door earlier, but it wasn't. Just going to get ready now and get off to see my husband, and I'll be back over the weekend. Lots of love. Bye-bye.